Hey everyone, so this has been a video long in the making, a few months now. My personal game of the year. I honestly don't know why I've been putting it off for so long, but I finally found the time to sit down and talk about it, gather my thoughts. So I'm going to talk about Alan Wake 2 and why, there will be cons as well, not just pros, but why it's my personal game of the year. And mind you, I know people will say, well, if you haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, how can you blah, blah, blah. I know, like, I bet you, how many people don't actually play every video game that comes out in existence, and yet they, go, game of the year. So, this is just my opinion. I played a lot of games in 2023. This is just my personal game of the year. So before I start this, I would like to mention Alan Wake 2 can only run correctly on PC at least, on an SSD. I made the unfortunate mistake of not seeing that, spent all night downloading it to my hard drive, and then it ran like utter fucking garbage where I couldn't even get past the first 5 minutes. And so I had to reinstall it on the SSD. So there is that, just so you're aware. So with Alan Wake 2, I will say it's been a long time since a story like this has really kept me interesting and wanting more. So, I had played Alan Wake 1. I did a nostalgic rewind on it. Besides replaying it a few months ago, I hadn't played it since high school. And I had, honestly, I had some complaints in that one. And this one, honestly, kinda, I would say, improves on those things. So, one thing I had complained about in my old video is that I felt the first game was very, very action-oriented, where they felt like you could not go more than 3 minutes of dialogue without it needing to be go shoot something, go do something. And that's not bad, I guess, but the gameplay is so... it gets very repetitive very quick in a game like this, and so when there's not really that much story, it gets old pretty quick. And so with this one, I really felt like they improved on the narrative, they improved on the story, and really let it just take its time and play out without rushing anything. You really get a sense of the characters, the motivations, and to me, it's much better balanced in this game between the action and the story. So a little bit about the story, and I'll try not to spoil too much. The story takes place about 13 years after the first one. You play as both Alan Wake and a new character, Detective Saga Anderson, and kinda her partner. You don't play as the partner, but he's there, Detective Casey. But you physically play as Saga Anderson or Alan Wake. And for the tutorial and kind of a while for the beginning, you just play as Saga. And then finally when you meet Alan, you kind of get to switch between the two. Obviously, it's nice to get a new character, a different perspective. Some people weren't necessarily happy that there's two characters and you couldn't just fully be Alan, but I think it was nice. And what I mean by that is that they kind of have slightly different gameplay mechanics. What is nice about also having the two different characters is that the game actually allows you to choose who you want to play as. You can switch between Saga and Alan at any time. It doesn't force you. It's not The Last of Us 2 when Abby kills Joel and they're like, now you get to play as Abby. So an interesting and nice thing about Alan's side of the story is you truly get to feel that you are Alan Wake. You're just as confused as he is. You're just as scared, figuring out the clues as he's doing it. I really enjoyed it's so mind-bending and just so odd. And gameplay-wise for him is you can actively change the reality around you to basically get through the mission, and it'll give you options, and you're basically writing different possibilities of a book to change reality, and then you might find an open door, you might find a chest with, you know, resources, you might find a ladder, whatever, a gun. There's also, you get like a flashlight Emmy, like an award that you can use to take light out of things and put them other places. And so, I mean, it does it in real time. It's so cool. You can take the light out of a room and it changes the room, put the light back, so you solve puzzles by doing that. It's a very, very neat feature. Now, I will say, you know, one annoyance I have with this game, a few, is one of the key mechanics in the game, honestly. So, in the first Alan Wake, you could just shine your light naturally, your flashlight, at an enemy, and it would damage them. Not really that much, very, very faintly, but it would still damage them. Now in Alan Wake 2, you basically have to do a strong press a button flash at an enemy for it to break the darkness shield around them. But you can't just shine it at them and it work. No, you have to aim it just right, or you will actually end up wasting your batteries, and you'll be shining your light at them, but you're not shining it at the exact spot, so it doesn't do anything. This honestly became very old quick. You're trying to run away, and you're trying to quickly shine the light, hit the perfect spot for an enemy, it keeps missing, you lose your batteries, and you'll die, and it becomes very aggravating very quickly. So in my case, what had happened is, I'm on the first boss. It just won't, you know, I mean, he's fast, even though he's a fat guy. He's fast, and I'm running, trying to turn back. Boom, get him with the light. Oh, it keeps missing his sweet spot. Oh, now I'm out of batteries. Oh, there's no batteries to pick up. I'm dead. It was just so, like, really? Like, I have to hit this stupid ass spot? From what I've tried, it almost looks like you could actually shoot them repeatedly and they'll die eventually, but I mean, you're wasting your entire ammo on it. So, highly not recommended. The running in the game is odd because it's more of like a light jog, you know, or kind of like fast walking. The dodging is hit or miss. It's also not as climactic as the first game where, you know, it kind of do a slow-mo. The weapons, though, I will say feel more satisfying to shoot. Every shot has a great feel. I mean, you're shooting the Taken, and you'll see bits of flesh come off, and they actually like recoil back when you shoot them. You do only get 2 guns, though. You get a pistol. For Alan, it's a revolver. For Saga, I believe it's just a regular, you know, Glock or whatever. And then you both get a shotgun. And that's it. I mean, anything more powerful would probably make the game a little too easy. Another praise for the game is the sound design. The sound of the footsteps, the speech, you know, just the way people are talking, guns being fired, the weather, the musical segment. It's honestly really, really amazing. There's just something about the sound design in this game. Everything is so crisp. You hear everything sounds so real. To me, sound is obviously a huge important part of a game. I mean, sound can truly make or break anything, a video game, a movie, whatever. And in my opinion, this game does it very, very well. And even the replay value. So this game recently just released a new game plus mode, and it plays into the ending of the game very, very well. Playing the new game plus mode is a very interesting way to almost play it as basically like a sequel. It's very interesting. I enjoy it. It's a neat idea. I thought, you know, kind of like how Starfield did their new game plus was kind of a neat idea. I guess a lot of people hated that, but on to Alan Wake 2. everything's just refreshing. The gameplay is a little, it's your, I guess, not average, but average third-person shooter. That's fine. It's got its puzzles. Very made me feel like more of like an old Silent Hill kind of Resident Evil vibe. But me personally, yeah, I would say it's my game of the year. Now, did I put, almost 300 hours into Remnant 2? Yes, I did. But that is a different type of game. I enjoy playing it, but it has, in my opinion, not that great of a narrative. And so, yeah. Now, people also might hate me for this, but Jedi Survivor would probably be up there for me as well, because I know the launch was crappy on PC, but I felt they did so many things right in that game, and was such an enjoyable game, both narrative-wise and gameplay-wise. But Alan Wake 2 is definitely going to be my game of the year 2023, and I strongly recommend people go play it. It's such an interesting, fun time. But that's going to be it for this video. As always, thanks for watching.